How you guys doing? So today we're going to talk about what we can do when we buy turkeys for not a whole lot of money. So check this out. All right, so Myers had a sale, and they always have sales every year, a week before or close to Thanksgiving. And you can see here 39 cents a pound. And this was almost a 20-pound turkey, right? And so generally right around now turkeys go for a buck 29 to buck 49, and then off season much more, right? And so what happens is some of these grocery stores want to put stuff up for sale because they want you in there, because they know you just can't buy a turkey, right? You're gonna buy ham, you're gonna buy jams, you're gonna buy bread, butter, right, and all that. So I know that does turkey don't look too good, but let me tell you how you. If you don't have room in your freezer, you don't need to store the turkey. What you can do is I pressure cooked the turkey. This one I actually did a little bit. I do testing. This is my second one. I did two of them, and basically what I do is I put it in my pressure cooker, my pressure canner, and I'll show you the lid just to give you an idea how big mine is. Here's the lid. You can see kind of how big it is. It's an American Standard, and it has a gauge on it. See the gauge right there? I don't know if you can see the gauge. Okay, see it? Well, it's a little bit out of focus. Maybe I could show you this way. All right, see it's upside down. And this little, see that little vent there? All right, so basically you get these. That's the best canner, by the way. It's an American gasketless. You use this little weight here. And I'm in Cleveland, so I'll use the 10 pounds. But you know what? We're gonna skip all that because there's so many videos that teach you how to pressure cook. Just watch those. Anyways, I have a large canner. They get them all different sizes. And so this 21-pound turkey, and there's two 21-pound turkeys, and you can see that's my last batch, okay? And so I just can these. These are gonna go back. What I did was I put the frozen turkey and half a gallon of water. And by the way, water is filtered water. And I put that in my pressure canner. And then I put in probably like seven garlics. Actually more like 15 garlics, 4 or 5 onions, a bunch of peppers. And I had some greens. And I threw those in there, and I just threw them at the bottom. And then I throw the whole entire frozen turkey into there. So I go through my canning, my process. So after I vent it, it takes a little bit to vent, like 45 minutes on my canner. Some smaller canners vent quicker. And then I ran it for about an hour and a half. And that's enough to cook the turkey. And then what I did is I took the turkey apart, and I did a couple different things. One, this one I made for 20-pound turkey. I was able to get 8 quarts. Okay, actually 7 quarts of turkey, of real turkey. And so I broke it down to 2 quarts are white meat, 2 quarts are dark meat, 3 quarts are mixed meat, and then I had left over and I made turkey gravy. So what I did was, let's talk about that. So this thing here is the turkey. The other one it kind of falls apart, which is what down. And I'm gonna take this thing apart and I'm gonna break it into white meat. I'm going to put it in a bowl, like a bowl like this, right? And I'm going to turn it into white meat and dark meat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bones out of it. I'm not going to cook the bones or feed them to any dog. These are commercial turkeys, right? And so we know that any metals in their feeding process, because these aren't range-free turkeys, okay? Not for no 39 cents. I mean, I can't afford a range-free turkey. They're like $70. But whatever. I don't do a lot of this. And so then what I do is there's a lot of water, and so I strain it. I strain it with this thing here. And if you notice, what you get is, I'll show you a cup of it. And I was able to get a lot of broth. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll just show you. The broth is in this pot here, but here's the broth. Okay, and you can see how this broth. This is turkey broth. Very nice. Okay, and I'm going to put this in the can. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, and so this is the turkey broth. I was able to make 2, 4, 6.5 quarts. So and then another thing I did is the pieces, the bits and pieces of this that are too small, I will put to, like for example, this right here. See that? These are the bits and pieces, too small, and I'll probably blend these, and I'll blend those, and I'll call the turkey gravy. Now, the turkey gravy looks like this. This one was the leftover turkey gravy. I was able to get a whole quart. Let me move the camera a little bit here. That's the turkey gravy. Look at that. That thing's yummy. And so what I did is I put the turkey gravy in with the 7 quarts. And then you have to take the air bubbles out. You need to read about how to do that. And then I put lids on. You got to heat the lids, seal the lids, hand tight. There's a whole process of canning. And now I'm going to put it back in my pressure cooker for another hour and 15 minutes. And then that will suck the air out of them. And now these particular turkey dinners, because one of these is good for 3 people, and you make some rice or you make some pasta, right? And you got a dinner. Okay, it costs you what, about $1 per serving for 3, so it's 30 cents a serving. And then this other broth I use for making soups. I can use it for a lot of stuff. Last year I used up all my broths. Last year I did 3 of these things, and there's pretty much all gone. This year I'm only doing 2. And what we'll do then is we'll just store these. Now, so a 20-pound turkey will do approximately 7 to 8 quarts filled to the top of meat. And then you need, you can just put the meat in there without any of the. Last year I did it raw. I just did the meat and no juice. And when you cook it again, it formed its own juice. This year I did something different because I'm going to use these for dinners, like a casserole kind of dinner, a turkey casserole with something. So this year I like to change it up every year. So this year try something new. This is an art. You do what you want. Okay. You guys watched my last video when I did my squashes. This is what they turn out to be. These are all sealed. They're ready to go, and they're going to be a great soup base, okay? And when you can and pressure cook, you're talking, 3, 4, 5 years. Yesterday I made some soup, and I used some canned broth from 2017. I used vegetable soup that I made from 2018. And I had some turkey from 2009, or actually I made ham with that one because I can ham. I can ham deer meat. I can pressure cook. Pressure canning and canning are 2 different things. Canning is where it's called water bath. You cannot do this with a water bath. Matter of fact, I don't even do the water bath. That's more for the jelly people. Water baths are 100, 212 boiling water, where pressure canning you can go to 240 degrees. So that way it's a lot safer. But anyway, so here's my turkey, and you can see it's going to be time. Let's see if it's still kind of hot. So I'm letting it cool down because I'm just going to tear it apart with my fingers. Yes, I washed my hands, and I'll tear this apart. The bones will end up in the garbage. The little teeny piece bits will end up in that pot there, and then that will go into I have a Vitamix blender. And so what I'll do is that's how I made this sauce. This is all, that white is actually meat. It's all meat with a little bit of water. Now, some of my secrets, as far as my ingredients that go into the turkey pot, when I first put the frozen turkey, I'm not going to wait to de-thaw. I don't need to. I got a pressure cooker. No need to even de-thaw. Throw it in frozen, hour and a half, and you're done. And then just tear it apart. But you got to cook it again once you put it in the cans. So I'm gonna tell you a couple secrets here. I used oh, here we go. Big secrets coming up. So, all right. So everybody knows pepper, right? How much pepper you want to put in is your prerogative. Everybody heard of this stuff? Paprika. You know what? I like paprika. Hungarian paprika, smoked paprika. Right now, today I did Hungarian. And now ready? Here's the cat's. Here's the cat's meow. This is it. I'll try to see if I can put a link for you to buy this. I don't know if they're going to let me do it, but this comes from Europe. And a lot of your European stores sell it. Vegeta. This is the cat's butt. And I put a bunch of this in. Usually a teaspoon, roughly a teaspoon per quart you can use. But, play with it. This is the kind of stuff that you could just put a teaspoon in water, boil it, and you got like cup of soup. And so this is, now, this is not the one I like. There's another one that has a little yellow tag going across, and it says no MSG. And you know what? That's why this one $7.99. The other one's a little bit more money, but it says no MSG. I couldn't find it, so yes, I'm using this with some MSG in it. A lot of people say MSG is fine, but you know what? I don't think it's fine. But it's going to have a little bit in there because that's what we have today. So basically, you can buy turkeys and hams. You got to know when to buy them, and you need to preserve them. And you don't need a freezer if you own a pressure canner, because pressure canners, basically, you don't need to put them in the refrigerator. These things will last for years and years and years. You need to put them in a cool space in the basement, in a dark space where light doesn't get to it. And you don't want humidity because the tops are metal, so you don't want them to rust, right? But there'll be no leaching from glass. And by the way, you could buy these now. I know it was almost impossible to buy lids this year because of the COVID crisis. The factory shut down and people hoarded them, and then they sold them for big money. Guess what? They are back in the stores, slowly but surely. And canning season's over, so guess what? You can go get them now. Go get them now for next year, because guess what? Who knows how many more of these new normal stay homes we're going to have next year. You never know. So be prepared this time. Get your lids. And you just buy the whole thing. I know Menards gives you 11%. I don't know if you guys are in Northern America. There's a lot of Menards. Menards is now stocking a new company. I don't know whose it is, but you know what? I'm giving a shot. These are not ball. I don't know where to get balls. They're still not coming out. But you know what? We'll give it a shot. I'll tell you how they work next year. It's all experimental. And so I'm going to grab this phone for a second and show you a couple more things. It might pixelate a little bit. All right. I'll move it slow. And so I'll blend all this. Do a couple tomatoes in there, some peppers. And then this here is strained. This is my next batch. You can almost drink this like a beer. I mean, it's that good. And this will be I'll make 7 quarts out of this, maybe 8. I'm going to clean this up and debone it. And then this will be, hey, St. James, how are you? No, I'm canning today. And then we're going to blend this up. And this is going to be blended to make that white type of gravy, right? So that was my first turkey. You can see it right there. Oh, the vinegar. Yes, that is to clean the lids. And this is a lid picker-upper. And we're not going to get into how to can. Just go to anybody's video. I'm not wasting time on teaching how to can and how to pressure cook and all the rules. I mean, you could figure that out. I'm just showing you here how you could. There's my kitchen. It's kind of trashed. It's very trashed. Hey, Jono. I know you're going to want some of this. Jono, your name's on one of those, and one of those, and a couple of those, all right? Don't worry. And here's my pressure canner. Here we go, the Nat. Don't look at my stove. It's dirty. Look how big this thing is. So we're going to put, this thing will hold 20 quarts. Can you imagine that? 20 quarts. And you know what? They have smaller ones. You don't have to get crazy like me. They got 7 quarts, 5 quarts, 10 quarts. I like the 20. I actually have 2 of these because I know one of these days you're not going to be able to get them. They're going to tax our gardens for carbon dioxide emissions. They're going to tax our water for our back gardens. Hey, it's all coming. Get ready. Start learning how to do this. Turn your backyards into gardens. Backyard grass is the dumbest thing you could do. Why would you want to plant grass, water it, cut it, waste your Saturday when you can grow things in there? Matter of fact, I have a bunch of seeds in my last video. I found this great squash. It'll take 64 square feet. It's a beautiful vine. It'll take up your backyard. You won't have to cut the grass. And you can, matter of fact, don't even get rid of your grass. Just cut a hole in the grass, 8 inches, down a foot, fill it with manure and some other good soil. Put the seed in there and let it take over. By summer, you won't have to cut the grass. Your backyard will be covered with beautiful vines, whatever you want. I got a squash. Matter of fact, go to my last video. And I have a few seeds, heirloom. That's all we do is heirloom. Collect your heirloom seeds. Learn how to can. Turn your backyard. Start gardening. You got to get ready. Not even that, but food is so expensive. I went to the store the other day, and all I did was buy some bologna, Doritos, I know, and some bread and some cheese. And I was going to make bologna sandwiches, and fried bologna sandwiches. It cost me $31 just to get the ingredients. It's insane, people. It's insane. So, hey, thanks for coming on. And remember, you could still run out and get some turkeys for cheap. Is that back? 39 cents. And even if you get them for 69 cents, 79 cents, this is like, by the way, when you cook these, you open this up, you do some rice. That's your longest job is your rice. Your minute rice takes a few minutes, but if you cook rice or macaroni or pasta, this stuff you just throw on top. It's already done. When you open this can, it's done. I don't recommend eating pressure cooked food cold. You can. I like to cook it and just heat it up one more time for giggles. But hey, thanks for coming on. Please rate and subscribe. By the way, in the link below, I will have pressure cookers if you want to buy them. I'm also an Amazon dealer, so I only make a penny for sales. You know what? I could use your pennies. Give it to me instead of other Amazon people, and I'll have a few links below. And if you want those seeds for your backyard, just text me, call me, or make a comment. I do read comments once in a while. And if you want seeds, make a comment and tell me how to get a hold of you. I will sell some of those seeds. You can't get the particular seeds in my last video. You can't get anywhere in the country right now, but you don't have to get those for that particular squash. It's a Brazilian squash. Anyways, hey, thanks for coming on. This is Marko's Very Dirty Kitchen, and you guys have a very happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays. And please rate, subscribe, and make comments. Thank you.